trời lại buồn thế hả em?
Em lo quá chị ạ. Em sắp thi IELTS rồi mà em lo nhất phần speaking.
Nhưng chị lại thấy cái phần đấy là phần dễ ăn điểm nhất ý. Hay thì chị kể lại cho em buổi trước chị đã đi thi như thế nào nhé.
I'm interested in robots. Why?
Yes, I love robots very much. Since I will receive a robot as a toy in my fifth birthday, I was fascinated by them.
Do you think that robots will replace human beings in the workplace completely?
Well, I think that robots can replace humans in some tasks that require productivity. But for some jobs, such as receptionist or officer, in my opinion, I think they will prefer human physical way of communication.
Two. Could you please describe the kind of weather you like?
I come from Hainan, where the weather is always the topic of conversation. It is exactly because we have 4 different seasons, and each had its beautiful and special in its own way. Autumn is my most favorite season. Autumn usually comes between September and November each year, and time can be changed a little bit due to the summer there. And autumn the days start to get shorter, temperature cooler, and trees start to shut down. I think everyone might think it depressed a little bit, but not me. Yeah. On the one hand, the comfortable temperature is autumn is very comfortable, so it helps me work more effectively. Yeah, and on the other hand, in autumn I can work. One thing I can do in that season is I can work under the tree, which are changing its color into a vivid yellow tone. So I would love to share the majestic view with my closest. And one last reason is that my birthday is in autumn, so I had a lot of unforgettable memory in the town.
Yes. Okay. How does the different seasons affect the lifestyle of people in your country?
Well, it's an interesting question. Yeah, depending on the different geological location, some Vietnamese lifestyle is also affected a lot. For example, in the north, it's not Vietnam. The temperature change a lot between each season. Maybe it can reach to 40 degree in the summer and down to under 10 degree. People will have a different kind of clothes, which suitable for its temperature.
Excellent. How does bad weather affect people's mood?
It's very tough question. I never thought before.
How does bad weather affect people's mood?
Well, I think bad weather make people become much more emotional in a negative way. Take my brother for example. He is a driver, so whenever a bad weather happens, such as flood, and he easily get mad to me, because his work is not run smoothly. That's all.
Perfect. Well done.
Đấy, chị bảo thế thôi, chị thấy dễ mà.
Các bạn nói chuyện gì mà sôi nổi đấy?
Tôi đang kể cho em nghe lần trước tôi thi IELTS mà em đang lo quá.
Thôi nhá, nói kiểu với bà ấy thì điểm không được cao đâu, tôi nói thật.
Không, tôi thấy tôi được 6 chấm mà, cũng khá ổn rồi đấy chứ.
6 chấm nhưng bà muốn lên được 7 chấm ấy thì phải như tôi đây này, để tôi kể tuần trước tôi vừa thi xong
Đâu,
tôi kể đó.
xem nào.
Nhá.
Hello.
Hello.
Excellent. Alright, part 1. Are you interested in robots and why?
Well, people are already all surrounded by robots. And of course, obviously, I'm interested in them as well. It is really amazing to have robot doing things that I don't like. For example, when a robot is driving my car, I can have time to have a chat with my friends or take a nap.
Excellent. Do you think that robots will replace human beings in the workplace completely?
Completely might not be possible, but yes, to a very large extent. In the near future, robots will surely replace humans, and they have done that in the past. Like for example, there were times that people were given jobs only for data entry. However, it is now easily handled using computers. In my opinion, jobs like teaching or even software jobs will still require manual intervention.
Okay. For part 2, could you please describe the kind of weather you like?
Yes, well, today I want to share with you my favorite time of the year, which is spring. The main reason why I love spring is because it's neither freezing cold nor scorching hot. In the place where I have lived, Hanoi, it's so beautiful all spring. The sky is blue and the weather is nice and warm. The flowers start to bloom and all the leaves on the trees turn green. As my neighborhood has a park which is called Thống Nhất Park, my family and I often go for picnics there where we can play badminton, eat, rest, and have a great time together. The last reason why I love spring is the most important festival, Tet, is celebrated in spring, and it is a wonderful opportunity for family to reunite and broaden their relationship. In a word, that is why I love spring the most.
Okay, wonderful. Part 3 now. How do the different seasons affect people's style in your country?
Yeah, this is a pretty interesting question. In the southern of Vietnam, where it's always hot, so there aren't many extreme weather to worry about. However, in other areas such as the central Vietnam, the weather changes drastically from dry season to wet season. It affects dramatically to residents' lifestyle. Moreover, during the rain season, floods occur frequently. That means people have to equip their home to avoid floods.
Okay. And how does bad weather affect people's moods?
While millions of researchers have shown that most people experience change in their behavior and mood due to change in the season. Like for ages, spring has been associated with joy, passion, and reawakening. As Shakespeare said, sweet lovers love spring. And on the other hand, winter with its darkness, cold and lonely confinement can often cause depressed and symptoms of depressions.
Okay, well,
yeah, thank you.
After listening to the two speakers, you'll be able to tell that even though they were both of a high level, there was a difference in speaking. One was a band 7, the other a band 6. The band 7 speaker was more crisp, eloquent, and his pronunciation was far better. His style of speaking was also more familiar, it was more colloquial, it was easier to understand, as opposed to that of the band 6 speaker, where it was still very good, but not as clear and more difficult to listen to. Whereas there was very few pauses in the band 7 speaker. The band 6 speaker required some hesitation, some self-correction, some repetition to keep going with her speaking. she also lacked a conclusion to her part 2, which is vital in giving a fuller, more filled out answer. She can improve her speaking by speaking more clearly, using more idiomatic language, more expressive language. And for the band 6 speaker, even though for the band 7 speaker, he was very good, but there was 1 or 2 mistakes that are still in there. For instance, he forgot to say, make the S sound at the end of robots to make the word plural. He just said robot. Thanks guys for watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys later.